small demonstration place.
This is the Sony Xperia VIII Mark 8, and you might be wondering how good the cameras are compared to a real camera. Can the new Xperia get close to the quality of a Sony Alpha camera? And are the Sony image sensors in the Xperia better than the Sony sensors that Apple uses in their iPhones? Well, that's what we're going to find out in this video. Here's how we're going to do this. Right here, I have my full frame mirrorless camera, the Sony A7 Mark IV with a Sony 24-70 G Master II lens attached. Now this is perfect because the primary lens on the Xperia VIII Mark 8 is 24mm and the telephoto is a prime 70mm lens. And I know some of you are looking at my camera and asking, why doesn't he have the A7 Mark V? Well, it's because
he cannot afford. Great success.
Anyway, the physics of a much larger sensor and a much bigger and longer lens and the use of glass inside that lens obviously gives the real camera some really big advantages. But this is where the Xperia's computational photography might be able to bridge the gap. So we'll test that first, and while we're doing it, I will show you how to get the best quality from the Xperia's auto mode, and then straight after that I'll show you the easiest and quickest way to use the Pro photo mode on the Xperia to get even better image quality. And then towards the end, we'll run a low light camera test to see how sensitive the Xperia sensors are compared to the iPhone's Sony sensors. And at this point, I have no idea how it's going to turn out. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see. Okay, let's get this off with the auto mode. There are a few settings on the Xperia that you can switch on immediately to improve your chances of getting the best possible photo with minimal effort. To do this, jump into the camera app, go to settings, then menu, and enable manual focus. Also enable grid lines. Make sure Ultra HDR is also enabled. And if you are going to be using the ultra wide to shoot photos of people, then you definitely want to enable face distortion correction. Okay, now that's done. Something else you should know is that the Xperia should automatically switch the display into creator mode when you're using the camera app, because it's been calibrated to match the colors of Sony's professional master monitors, which is a gold, maybe even platinum standard in the movie business. But if you want to be 100% sure that this creator mode is on when taking photos, you can do this. Go to settings, display, then go to the image quality settings, set this to custom and turn on creator mode. Okay, now we can go back to the cameras. So with my Sony A7 Mark IV and the G Master lens, I'm going to use the manual mode and this color checker right here to set the white balance manually for the specific lighting in this scene. And I am showing you this for a very specific reason, and you'll see why, don't worry. So with the white balance manually set, the photo's colors will be as accurate as humanly possible. Now let's see if the computational photography of the Xperia VIII Mark 8 can get close to the colors of the A7 when using auto mode. So as you can see, there is some color differences here. Also a difference in depth of field, and that's because the A7 has a much bigger image sensor. But here's a couple of tools you can use in auto mode to adjust the colors and bring them closer to what we get from the Pro camera. And there's also a little feature here that gives you more control over what you actually want in focus. So first of all, turn off autofocus and switch it into manual. You can now use the focus peaking, this little yellow highlight that you see here, to manually select what you actually want to focus on. You can now tap the screen to bring up your brightness slider and your color temperature slider to correct the image and match it more closely to what your eyes can see. So if the image is too bright or too dark, you can make some minor adjustments here to compensate for that. If the image is too orange or blue, again, make those minor adjustments and try and line up the image as closely as you can to what you can actually see with your eyes. And this is why I mentioned the creator mode in the display settings being very important when it comes to taking photos on the Xperia. To access them, you will need to use the brand new AI camera assistant, which are these tiles over here. When you slide them out, you can choose a style or look, or in this case, choose the one that best matches the scene you're trying to take photos of. You can then tap the little button down here to open up the custom tools, which include brightness and color temperature, which you already had, only now you also get sliders for tint, contrast and saturation, so you can play around with these to get it perfect. And if you want to, you can register this look for recall later on. And when you do want to use it again, all you need to do is tap the three dots that kind of intersect, and this will jump into the creative look presets, and your custom preset can be found here. Okay, now let me show you the easy way to use Pro mode on the Xperia phone to get the best photos possible with minimum effort. The first thing that you need to know is the difference between the three available modes. So you've got P, which stands for program auto. This is the easy mode. S is for shutter speed priority, which is very handy for when you want to shoot fast moving subjects and also when shooting low light shots. And then you have M, which is manual mode. This is the true pro mode, but for this pro photo shot, let's use the easy mode. So let's go back to program auto. Now there are a couple of settings which I recommend you change on day one. Go to menu, then go to the focus tab and enable focus peaking, and just below this you can choose the color of the focus peaking. I particularly like red. It seems to work well in most scenarios. The only situation where you'd want to switch this to another color would be if you're shooting a subject that is in fact red, because you won't be able to see the focus peaking on the subject. Now in the setup tab, I'd recommend you enable the grid lines and use the level calibration for the first time. This gives you a little spirit level when you're composing your shot. Okay, now let's go back to the pro camera mode in program auto, and here you can manually control the ISO. Put simply, it's a digital way of brightening the image, but beware. If you go too high, the image can become grainy and noisy. So a simple rule to follow when using manual ISO is ideally you want to keep this number as low as you can without making the image too dark. And you'd only really want to ramp this up in low light shots if absolutely necessary. Okay, the next step is to tap on the FN button. Here you should see a bunch of tools, including the AWB. This is auto white balance. If you tap this, you can manually choose between the white balance presets. So cycle through these, find the one that matches the scene as closely as possible. Once you found it, if at this point it's still not exactly right, there is another more advanced step to this to get it perfect. Tap where you see the letters A, B, and GM with the little numbers next to them. This opens up the color grid. Here you can gradually adjust the colors to match precisely what you see in front of you. It can take some time, but when you get it right, the picture will be almost perfect. Now, one last setting to be aware of here in program auto is the option that you have to switch off computational photography entirely. Now, if you are shooting in JPEG and it's a very bright scene, there's lots of dynamic range. For example, there's a bright sun in the sky, lots of dark shadows. You probably don't want to switch this off. If you're shooting RAW, however, you might be able to get away with it. Okay, now let's go to the Pro mode. This is ultimately the very best way to get the very best images from Sony's top tier sensors in the Xperia. And as promised, I will test this versus the iPhone's camera sensors. So there's a lot that can go into this, but I'm going to try and keep it simple for you guys. The first thing to do is, of course, set the Pro mode into M for manual. Now you have control over the shutter speed as well as the ISO. And when shooting handheld in good light, a good starting point for your shutter speed is 1/100th of a second. From here, you can then adjust the ISO to as low as you can without darkening the scene, as I mentioned in the previous tip. At this point, you can take a glance at the histogram in the top left corner. Think of this as a container of light. If everything is crushed to one side or the other, this indicates that your image might be either underexposed or overexposed. However, something to keep in mind about the histogram is if the subject of your image is wearing all black clothing or all white clothing, this can definitely skew the histogram and make it less useful. So be mindful of that. But in a more balanced scene like this, we can use the histogram to make sure the image fully captures all of the available light just by keeping everything towards the middle of the histogram and not to one side or the other. Now, when it comes to shooting low light photos handheld, I have tested this a lot with the Xperia. I wouldn't recommend you go lower than 1/10 of a second when it comes to shutter speed, unless you have very steady hands or a tripod. So let's start there, 1/10 of a second, and adjust the ISO accordingly. I have noticed with the Xperia, if you go above 1000 ISO, you will start to see some digital noise. So if you can, I would recommend staying below 1000 ISO. But if you do have to go higher, don't worry, all is not lost. There is still hope, and you will see what I mean in a moment. So before we take this photo, let's open up the function menu to lock in our white balance. And just like before, we can test out each of the presets. But if you want to be truly pro, you could get yourself a grey card. You can get them quite cheap, Or you could get one of these that I'm using here from Calibrite. This one's quite expensive. I use it for my video color grading and stuff like that. So anyway, what I'm getting at, if you do have one of these, you can go to custom white balance, just like I did with the A7, and position the gray card in front of the camera, ideally where your subject is, and then hit apply. This manually sets an accurate white balance for the scene according to the lighting conditions at that particular time. Okay, final step is to switch off the autofocus and manually lock in the focus with the focus peaking. And at this point, if you really want to nail your focus perfectly, you can hit this little magnifying glass up here and then use the slider there to get it absolutely perfect for the shot. And the last step is to switch the file format into RAW, and you could use JPEG and RAW if you want to. Now the reason this is important is because the RAW file format is uncompressed. It holds a lot more image information than your regular JPEGs. Also, it shows us exactly how much image data these sensors are capable of collecting, making it the perfect test against the iPhone. So this is how these two photos compare. I pushed the highlights as high as I can without losing information, and I've lifted up the shadows to the point where we can bring out all of the details in those darkest areas. Which one looks the best? Let me know. So I think of this video as a quick crash course on how to use the Xperia cameras to their full potential, but there is a lot more to learn and a lot more tools to play around with in the Pro mode that I didn't go into. If you want an even deeper dive into this, I will do my best to make that for you guys, but I may have to send this phone back soon. So do let me know as quickly as possible. Hope you guys found this one useful, or if you learned something new, do hit the thumbs up. And if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. And I really appreciate your support. And if you just did that, I will see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.
So, this is